And half the truth ain't nothing but a lie. Art and blow coming through with the truth. Keep it 100, that's the only rule. Every week, bring something you ain't know. Hot topics, that's the name of the show. Hit us with the like, follow, share, and a cash app coming to your player. Chicken little really fell from the sky. And half the truth ain't nothing but a lie. It's time to tell the truth. 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 It's time to tell the truth.
Guess who's back? It's your boy Art, my sidekick Blue. Welcome to another edition of Time to Tell the Truth. We got a hot one for you today. You do not, I repeat, you do not want to miss this program. We had some big happenings over the week that came through, and we're going to be getting into some of it. The topic for today is I can't tell. Yeah, I know you're saying, well, what can't you tell Art? Art can't tell these days the Christian from anybody else. Art can't tell the good guy from the bad guy today. That's what Art can't tell. I can't tell, Blo.
You already know what's going on. It's time to tell the truth. Give us a call, 704-449-6563. Again, 704-449-6563. You can follow us on YouTube as well. Time to Tell the Truth podcast, all one word.
Absolutely. This week we had Charlie Kirk. For y'all who don't know who Charlie Kirk is, you're going to find out today. To me, he was a good Christian guy. He had his own views. He had some butthole ways sometimes, just like everybody else. We all do that. But to say the man was flat out racist, I don't believe it, bro.
I mean, to say the man deserved to die, that's my thing.
Yeah.
And when you do say that, that's why I can't tell the difference.
Exactly.
If you're supposed to be somebody that's supposed to treat everybody like you want to be treated, then you know that I could have been sitting up there, you could have been sitting up there, or your mother, your brother, your cousin, anybody could have been sitting up there. So it's a tragic situation to happen to anybody.
Yeah, and celebrating ain't good.
Especially when it's opinion-based stuff. It's all opinion-based. He got his right to his opinion like I got my right to mine.
Absolutely. Hey, Keisha, we see you out there. We thank everybody for joining in. We got some flicks we're going to show y'all. We got some controversial stuff we're going to show y'all. But I'm telling you, man, today, I can't tell. I mean, you got a man that tried to put prayer back in church, and you call him all kind of names. The preacher called him all kind of names. I mean, I don't know. Is the preacher not?
Prayer back in school.
Yeah, back in school. He tried to put prayer. Donald Trump tried to put prayer back in school. He's trying to do an executive order. Some people don't want it. A lot of people don't want it. The Christian pastors cussing him out for it. But they didn't have nothing to say when they was putting transgender stuff in the school. I don't get that. That's my part right there, bro. I don't understand that. I don't know where you stand. If you're a pastor, a preacher, a teacher, a Christian, and you going along with stuff like that, man, do y'all not know that he burnt down a whole city called Sodom and Gomorrah just behind that? If you don't, go read the Bible, go into there, go see what happened. Yeah, I mean, it was simply because of that. And then that's why I'm saying, if the preacher gonna preach it, he got to walk it.
I mean, you better walk it.
Yeah,
you better walk it. And my thing is, you got people talking to young kids about their sexuality, but you don't want them talking about God.
Right. Exactly. You don't want them talking about God, period. I don't understand that. You want them to talk about that, something they ain't even old enough to talk about.
Something that they ain't got no business talking to nobody else's child about.
Absolutely. And that's supposed to be okay. Grown people talking to your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old. It don't make no sense.
But my stance on it is, I think if they do bring prayer back to school, I think it needs to be a standardized prayer. What I mean, like, if you want to go with the Lord's Prayer, let's go with the Lord's Prayer. Let's do a standard prayer. Yeah. Because you don't want nobody who teaching kids at 4 years old about non-binary when they should only know about boy and girls. I don't want them leading prayer either.
Exactly.
Because they're going to be saying our Father or our mother or our whoever, who they going to go off of the straight line. You know, if we're going to do it, I think it needs to be done to a standard.
Well, I got a question for everybody out here. Some people tell me they wouldn't want certain people praying for them. How about you, bro?
Well, I made a post this week and everybody thought something was wrong with me. They were calling me saying, bro, you all right? But that was the basis of my post. Yeah. Or I had a conversation about this exact thing.
Yeah.
I don't care what you've done with your life. If you ain't got nobody to pray for me.
Absolutely.
I don't care who you is, what you done, what you about to do, what you feel. I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying, how come the preachers ain't teaching that everybody is a sinner? I don't want you to pray for me because you done this or you did that, and I'm just a bigger sinner.
Nobody got a prayer from a perfect person ever.
Absolutely. When you gonna get a perfect person to pray for you? That's what I want to know. Where is he gonna be? You think the preacher perfect?
No.
Many of them as you catch doing this, that, and the other. Who do you think is perfect? So I'll take prayer from anybody.
Me too.
See that, and my theory and my stance on that is God can use anybody. God can use a child. God can use anybody to do anything. So when you say, I don't want you to pray for me, I don't want no prayer from you, you don't know if God sent that person to pray for you. You don't know that.
Well, if it's in their heart and it actually happened, then he did.
Absolutely.
Because we say don't make no mistakes.
Absolutely. But that goes to show me most people don't even care nothing about God, don't even think about God. Now we had a controversial stuff going on about Charlie Kirk this week. A lot of guys, a lot of people I know, they think the man is straight out racist. I don't, okay? Because I don't look for racism first. I look for the person first, and then I go backwards and work my way out. I'm not saying it's not no racist people. Absolutely it is. But I'm saying most people look on from the outside in instead of the inside out. They look the wrong way. You know, we're going to play y'all some clips. I want to see what y'all think about it. Is this racist or is it not? You know, so we're gonna start. We're gonna see what y'all say about it. Don't forget to throw your cash apps up, but you got to like and share the page. Please do that for us. Okay, we're getting our subscribers up and stuff like that. We thank y'all for joining in every week and doing your thing. So you're definitely making a difference out here for us and with us. But we're gonna start. We're gonna play a few clips and we're gonna let y'all comment on it.
Yeah. So last year you said something about DEI, unqualified black pilots. You see a pilot on a black pilot. Don't you think it was an irresponsible statement suggesting that maybe these pilots aren't qualified or unqualified?
No. But I'll tell you exactly what I said and why I said it.
Okay, go ahead.
I said, the pretext, I went through a whole windup. I said, United Airlines is saying that they want 40% of all their pilots to be people of color or women. We have learned that we have relaxed standards anytime that we try to reach racial quotas. Anytime we reach racial quotas, we relax the standards. Standards for air traffic control, professors, or college admissions. Therefore, when it comes to pilots or surgeons, if I see somebody who is black, as I said on the show, I'm going to hope that that person is qualified. That's what I said, which of course is we're hiring based on race.
Now,
So when you see a black pilot, you wonder, boy, is that person there because they earned it or because they were placed there? That's what DEI does. It makes you ask questions you otherwise would not ask.
Now, going back to that take, and the man say if he's seen a black pilot, he'd have to be real skeptical about flying with the pilot because he might be a DEI hire. I want to know if y'all agree with that or if you disagree with it. I mean, personally, if I knew an airline was just hiring people based on they just need people, I don't think so. I mean, you know, because you ain't getting the cream of the crop. You can't get the cream of the crop like that. I want to know if y'all agree with that. You know, I want to know if you agree with that. So if you don't agree with that, I'll show you another clip and maybe you'll see what we're talking about on the qualification part.
Now the NBA is 75% black. If all of a sudden the NBA said, we want more diversity, it's too black.
Yeah.
Right? Because we want to have more diversity.
Right.
And they would say, we are not allowed to have any more down.
The NBA, arguably right now, yeah, I would. But
so half of and I think you can see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no,
half of the NFL is black.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden, you know, Roger Goodell, boo, we don't like Roger Goodell. If he came and he's like, hey, diversity is our strength.
Right.
We're only going to say 30% of the NFL is black. You would have other unqualified white people that would then get positions in the NFL and the quality of play would slip.
Right.
So you get the argument.
Yeah.
You then extrapolate that to other walks of life.
Right.
You think to yourself, let's just hire the best.
Yeah.
And the NFL does hire the best.
It should be the best no matter what the thing
Skin
is.
color.
Like, but I don't think there should be restrictions to anybody. As long as you're good at what you do, it doesn't really matter.
I agree.
All
right. Now, can we extrapolate that to being a pilot? That's what I'm talking about. Can we extrapolate that to being a pilot? See, now on the other side, you would call somebody racist for taking out most of the NBA players and putting in white players. You know the quality of the game will go down. It's just a fact. If you got the best of the best out there on the NBA court right now, and then you turn around and you say we're gonna make the NBA, we're gonna DEI the NBA, and you take away since it's 70% black, and you say we're gonna make the NBA 30% black, so everybody else can get a shot at being in the NBA, the quality of the NBA is gonna go down.
Yeah.
You put that over there and being a pilot, and you got the same thing. That's the point. So when people holler racist and they not looking at the big picture, you start seeing the wrong picture and everything.
Trying to give somebody something to make it seem like it's fair, but lowering the quality of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens. The quality goes down. Instead of all those people who earn their way up there to be the best of the best, now you taking them out from being the best of the best, and you putting people in that really didn't earn it just because of their color. That's the whole premise of what the man was saying. But see, it's so many times we get this stuff mixed up, and you start, the first thing come to somebody's mind is being a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you said you didn't want somebody to do nothing. Well, but when you flip it around to the NBA and the NFL, and now you want to diversify that, then now you're going to holler, that's racist the other way around.
Well, then you can see what the point is.
Exactly.
You got to put it like that to get people to even see the point.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, Charmaine, we see you out there, honey.
You say he a racist kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was a butthole by it, but to keep it 100, some of the stuff he said I can agree with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, being a butthole don't make you a racist.
Well, and being a butthole don't make you deserve that to happen to you.
Absolutely.
What happened to him was absolutely. I mean, I walked in my car the other day. I'm kind of cautious about walking out in the open now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this stuff out here is crazy, man. We living in crazy times.
Yeah, because somebody don't agree with what you saying or the way you saying it and the way you phrasing it, you know, they gonna call you all kinds of names. I don't know what they called me and Blow. During COVID, they wanted us to die. Yep. just because we were saying that the thing wasn't right. Now you found out the thing wasn't right. Now ain't nobody come back and do no apologizing, period. Yeah, nobody come back to do no apologizing. Y'all have to understand where this stuff take you to, where it takes your mind to, man. Mm-hmm. It takes your mind to a bad, evil place, man, because you don't, I don't know, deep down it just might hurt your feelings. Yeah, you know, I don't know. But yes, it was brutally crazy. It was terrible. You know, we got another clip. I think this guy that we getting ready to show you, he explains DEI in a way that we never heard it before. He explains DEI in the way that takes us all the way back. Because people are always talking about it was better. Now, Charlie Kirk had one thing on before that he was talking about, and he was saying that black people were better off back then, back when. Everybody seems to take offense to that, you know, when somebody says we were better off. Nobody seems to think about when we had a family nucleus. Nobody seems to think about when we had Black Wall Street. Blacks were thriving, men in the house, the children wasn't going astray. No, don't nobody want to acknowledge that. You know, the next thing I get up out of that is, well, they ain't gonna let us do that again. Who told you couldn't do that again? Who is they that won't let you do that again? I don't understand this part. This is what I'm talking about, Blow. I don't understand that. I don't understand nobody saying that, you know, you can't do this again.
So don't compare it now to the NBA. Putting all white people in charge.
So don't compare it now with the NBA.
Well, I can agree with that. I mean, I can agree with some of that, but I'm just saying it's about perspective.
Yeah.
Because you can have perspective and see the wrong in somebody saying that they don't want to fly with a black pilot just because the airline is saying we're going to hire 40% of black pilots. That means they're looking for a black person to fly the plane, even if it's not a qualified one.
Right.
You know, but when you say that, and they're not saying that, that's the point. They're not saying, oh, well, we want more white people in all sports.
Right.
In basketball and football.
They're not doing that.
They're not doing that. But, but they want to give us something.
Right. That's the whole point. They think they're giving us something when they really not giving us nothing. They're not giving us nothing. I mean, if you're going to DEI everything else, how come nobody DEI basketball? Anybody ever thought about that? Now let's take it back. Let's use your brain for a minute. I want y'all to use your brain for a second. and start thinking.
Beginning of workforce, I should have said.
Well, absolutely. Well, I'm just saying, everybody go back and use your brain for a second. Somebody give me the answer to this riddle, I would say. Why haven't they DEI'd basketball? Nobody talked about that. It's what, 75% black. Why you ain't gonna DEI it? Why ain't you gonna try to make it fair? It ain't fair to have all the blacks up there making all that money playing the NBA ball. Why not? Why ain't nobody did that? I mean, when you start asking people questions, everybody get quiet. I don't understand that. Don't get quiet when the question get hard. Start using your brain. That's when you're gonna start making some sense. When you start using that other part of your brain that you ain't been using, but just letting people tell you something and you following on along with them. So when you actually start to think and having to use your brain, then it gets difficult. Nobody's answered that question up here yet, or even on the screen. Nobody even put nothing up there. Why ain't they went ahead and DEI basketball?
They started out DEI with white players, same as NFL and MLB with white players.
They didn't start out DEI with white players. That's all it was playing the game. We had our league. Listen, everybody had their league. You said there wasn't no black. It was a Negro league. It was an NBA basketball, black basketball league. Absolutely it was. And they had a white league. But guess what? Why did they cut out the black league? Come on, keep answering questions. I'm gonna get you somewhere with this. Keep answering. No, it was a black league. It was a black basketball league.
Baseball, the Negro League.
Negro League, it was basketball too. It was basketball too. It was basketball. They had a basketball league, a black league, but they combined it. Why did they do all this? Somebody got to start answering some questions around here. They did it because of money. I'll tell you. There were plenty of black players more qualified. Absolutely. It wasn't qualified. It was about the money. You done went around everything except for the money. The reason they wanted blacks over there and didn't want that black league because all the blacks would be getting the money. They would be getting the attention. Guess what? White folks would have been watching the blacks. That's the way it is. The white league would have never survived because the competition was such more fierce because they made more money. Why do you think they ain't DEI the basketball NBA right now? Because there wouldn't be as much money coming in. People wouldn't watch it. I'm just going to tell you, if you took the quality of the NBA down, people would not watch it. If you didn't have the Michael Jordans, you wouldn't even have basketball at this time. And if he would have been over in the other league, that way Dr. J and them was, they was over in the African American League. Dr. J and them was over there. He came over to this league. They did that because they seen the money that was coming. It's about the money. Point blank. It's about the money. That's why it ain't got nothing to do with the qualification when it comes to them people making money on the NBA. Trust me, if that fell off there, somebody ain't making no money. Same as the NFL. If you get a lower class or lower qualified people and you ain't got the very best in there, it's going to go down. They just brought, if it wasn't for LeBron James, NBA would have been gone down right now. Everybody knows that. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that's crazy. But we're going to get into this guy that explains DEI a lot better than I have ever heard anybody do it. Yeah, like playing overseas. Yeah, absolutely. That's why. Now, I'm telling you, man, it's all about the money. That's what it's about. That's why they won't DEI NBA. You think they will? Man, you got to be crazy. They're not going to DEI NBA. Trust me.
Yeah, for the money.
But the money, it's about the money.
People, DEI is a Trojan horse. Let me in. Let me in to choose your leaders and choose the people to elevate. Let me in. And I'll choose the best ones. Are you boss? Yes, I will. And then they end up getting the ones who are not going to do you any good whatsoever because they haven't. Have they? They haven't. See, the proving ground, you got.
Yeah, I want to stop that right quick just for a second. We're going to get back to him. The first thing he said is DEI was a Trojan horse. They want to pick the leaders. How have that worked out for us? How have the Al Sharpton of the world worked out? How have the Jesse Jacksons of the world worked out? How have all these people that they picked for us, how have that worked out? I'm just saying, how has that worked out so far for us? Look at all the people that they put in places. Look at all the black cities that's gone array right now. Every black city is crime is through the roof right now. That's the talk. We're going to talk about that in another day. But I'm just telling you, how is they picking out the people for us? How is that working out for us, bro? Yeah,
You're right.
that's what I'm talking about. It's crazy, man. We're going to get back to it. I just want to stop it right there to tell you how is that working out for you so far. They picking the people. Let me pick them for you. Yeah, right.
They're going to give you something. That's
Yeah, yeah, they give us the Al Sharptons now. Yeah, and the Whoopi Goldbergs. Yeah, and the Steve Harveys and all these clowns. Yeah.
Guys, is the NFL, NBA. America accepts those young men on the football and basketball field because they know they all earned it. We have no doubt. This is why the Super Bowl we watched the last time was the most watched TV show in the history of television. All those black men out there on the football field, everybody just cheering, cheering, cheering. You know why? Because you know all of them earned their right to be out there. It is no doubt. Those coaches are not going to put you out there if you don't earn it. And we accept it because of that. This goes back to the biblical concept of why DEI is so dangerous, so misconstrued, and so ridiculous. In our Bible, we can go all the way back to Genesis. I decided to read my Bible over again. I read it many times, but I started reading it again last year. And I read something that gone over my head 100 times. Thomas Wolfe said you can see things 100 times before you see it once. And I read Genesis and the story of Cain and Abel 100 times. And I missed this. We all know the story. Cain was angry because God had accepted his brother Abel's offering, and it turned down Cain's. God, understanding that Cain was angry, went to see his grandson, confronted him. And he gave Cain an insight into how the human mind works, how he had wired it up. He said, Cain, why are you angry? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if not, sin waits for you at the door to master you, but you must master it. Think about that. God said, if you do well, will you not be accepted? Y'all, that kills DEI it kills it. And it is proven to be correct every time.
I want to ask a question right now. Is that what it's all about? We want to be accepted, bro? Is that really what it's all about out here, to be accepted?
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying, why are we so angry?
Well, I think that it's more to it than we want to be accepted. I think it's a group of people out here that make it seem like we don't have a fair shot at nothing. So the other people say, oh, okay, so you say it all the time. A lot of people want something given to them.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people might feel like something's been taken from us.
Right.
You got the quote unquote woke people that wake up every day and just hate the other race, white people per se.
Right.
Just because they feel like that it's their fault.
Right.
And then you got some white people that say, oh, okay, I can see how you feel that way. You're owed something.
Right.
And that's a pawn in their game to say, yeah, you know what, y'all are owed this, or this is unfair.
That's a pawn.
Yeah, they play on the
Right.
fact that some people think that life is unfair.
Right. They use that psychologically against us.
Yes.
Yeah. So now everybody's feeling like they owed something. So now you get angry because you owed something and nobody's giving it to you. But like the man said, if you do well, won't you have something?
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, if you do well, won't you have something? I don't see where you won't have nothing.
Well, we talk about that all the time. That's just the story of somebody's life who don't have their life together versus somebody that do. Because the only thing me and you say is the excuse.
Absolutely.
That's the same thing. The blame being put on oh, it's your fault I don't have it.
We're gonna go back to this. Yeah, absolutely. It's your fault I don't have.
It's
That's
your
an
fault.
excuse. We use that. We
It's,
say that's an
it's
excuse.
everybody else's fault except for ours.
Yeah, you didn't do nothing, but it's still your fault. I ain't done nothing, but it's your fault I'm like this.
Yeah, and
But
I
I
don't
ain't making no.
and I don't want nobody to give me nothing I don't deserve.
Absolutely.
I don't want nothing I don't deserve because that ain't gonna do nothing but put other people in harm's way.
Right.
When I take something given to you that you don't deserve, if you go and you hit a car and they still give you your license.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody that's driving out there with you is at the mercy of you.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what I'm saying. So that's the thing. That's what's wrong with DEI.
Right.
They
Absolutely.
give somebody, they giving a whole bunch of positions away to people that don't deserve it, and then people gonna fall victim to that.
Right. Absolutely. All right.
Jesse Owens goes to Nazi Germany in the 30s and beats Adolf Hitler. He gets a ticker tape parade in New York City. You can see it online. Just hundreds, thousands of people out there just cheering him. Black man beating a bunch of Nazis and American. Joe Louis knocks out Max Melling in Yankee Stadium at the eve of World War II. And everybody cheers Joe Louis, a black man. You have Jackie Robinson knocking his home runs. He finally gets called up by Rance Rickey. And then he becomes so good that nobody in baseball, no one in Major League Baseball can ever wear his number again. Number 42 is retired forever. Nobody can wear it. Muhammad Ali, shuffling, hitting, jabbing. They tried to put him in jail, took everything he had. But at the end of his life, he said, I am the greatest. What's on his tombstone? I'm the greatest. Why? They all did well. DEI on top, they let us choose. You can't do it. You can't do it on your own. They have the nerve to say that they're superior to me. If you say you have some type of privilege over me, you're telling me you're superior to me. That's interesting, isn't it? I got a room full of mostly white Americans in here right now. Which one of y'all got privilege over me? I want to see you. Oh, nobody's standing? White supremacy. Which one of you is supreme over me? And we're correct. You know why? No one can be superior to me because I'm an heir of Jesus Christ and I'm a child of God, same as you. We are all equal. We are all brothers and sisters. We all have gifts. We're not like a herd of animals who all are the same and do the same thing. God made us all so completely different. Oh my goodness. One person can play a piano. One person can sing. One person can cook. One is a doctor. One is a mechanic. One is an HVAC man. One is a landscaper. And we make this beautiful society. And our job is to elevate each other's gifts. Elevate them. We are here to find what do you do well. God gave you something. And when you find it, man, that's a beautiful thing. If you're a lawyer, God, I want you to be a good lawyer because I don't want to be going to jail because you're not going. If you're a doctor, I want you to be a good doctor because I don't want to die when I lay on the table with you, man. If you're a good cook, oh, God, I love you. I want to pay my money. I want to eat my meals. Oh, man, here's a good tip. You know, the world is beautiful when we do that. But instead, they want to say, oh, I don't have what I'm supposed to have because of you. You don't have the power to hold me down. Walking around, looking at somebody I don't know, pointing at them, telling them, you held me down. No. And to every American, let me tell you this. I'll give you permission to say this to anybody. If somebody comes up to you and tells you that you are responsible for where they are in their life, you tell them this. You say, let me tell you something, man. If you need a good preacher, I'll help you find one. If you need a good job, I'll help you get one. If you need a good education, learn to read or write, I'll help you, I'll teach you myself. But I will not live in condemnation for you. You're going to not make me feel bad about.
Part of the problem right there. People want to make somebody feel bad for the position that they are in today. You know, that was just what you were saying, Blow. Look, people want to make me feel bad. You know what I'm saying? For the position I'm in today. I'm not still captured. The only thing they can capture is my mind, bro.
Everybody is not qualified.
Absolutely.
That is the thing. Just like me and my job, you could put any one of the people that drive up under me in my seat, but some of them ain't none of them gonna be to work your time.
Yeah.
I'll be to work on time every day. That's what make me qualified. That's one thing that make me qualified over a lot of people. They won't even show up on time. And then the quality of the work. A lot of people don't even care. They just going from 9 to 5 for a check.
Yeah. Not understanding that you doing your job allows everybody to get a check.
Exactly.
Okay. They don't understand that. They come in there for them a check and then say, well, ain't nothing happened. You ain't paying me enough money, but you're not doing enough.
And going above and beyond, doing what you're supposed to be doing is not above and beyond. You can't even get them to do what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So just because they've been working at the company longer than me, they automatically deserve my seat?
No, because they didn't earn it. They didn't work and get it. What they did was come in every day and just did the bare minimum. You came in, went above and beyond. You seen what needed to be done because you know if that company makes money, you makes money. The company see it also. People argue with me all the time because I tell people that hard work always pay off.
Always.
Hard work always pay off. I've never seen it not pay off. Some people make examples for one person, but that one person has some flaw somewhere.
Yep.
And if you're working hard, somebody gonna notice it. Let me tell you something. You could be working on one job, doing your job, and somebody come from another job that see you working like that in there, and they know they ain't got a person like that. They will offer you a job where they work and for more money. I've seen it happen plenty of times.
I have too.
Yes. Yeah. Hard work always pay off. You might think nobody's looking, nobody's paying attention, but somebody's paying attention.
DI is not the problem. Having to make people broaden their minds and look beyond their intimate peers.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's about your thinking. That's what it's about. Yeah, it ain't about DEI, not putting people where they don't belong.
Well, I can agree with you, Lady P, that there's people that apply for jobs and don't get them for unfair reasons.
Right.
I can't say that it's always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I can say that some people that are qualified don't get the job, but my thing is, if an Asian woman go in there and a black woman go in there, if the Asian woman got more experience, then the black woman shouldn't get it over her just because she's black.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it don't work like that. But my thing is, if I go in there and I'm qualified and a white guy go in there and he's qualified and he's underqualified than me and he get the job, yeah, that's wrong. But I know for a fact that if I go to another job, I'm going to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get a job. Why? Because I'm qualified. I'm going to get a job somewhere because I'm qualified. I'm not going to let that one thing hold me back and be mad at the people. They might have knew somebody. See, we don't do it right enough. Yeah, that guy might have knew somebody that worked there. Yeah, that happens. That's out here.
Yeah. That's what you mean by beyond the intimate peers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they might get the job. But if I knew somebody, I'd get the job. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? How about if I knew somebody, I'd get the job?
That's how I got my job.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
how I got my job.
Both one way.
It don't. They go black people.
That goes both ways. It don't just go one way. The problem is we don't never hire our people. How many black people you think Oprah Winfrey got working for her versus white people right now? Do you think she got 90% black people? Do you really think that? Do you really think that? Do you think she's got 90% of white people or black people? You know who? I put this on the show one time. Oprah just got a new person to handle her money. Guess what? He wasn't black. Come on, he wasn't black, and she'll holler DEI. He wasn't black. You want to holler DEI? She should have hired a black person to handle her money. That's what I'm talking about.
You say and look beyond their intimate peers. Let me tell you a quick story. I was working at the rental car place, and there was this guy that was coming around my family, and he used to come around the house around lunchtime. So I come to the house and I get lunch, and I go back to work every day. I'm getting ready to go, y'all. My lunch break over. We'll get ready to go. My lunch break over. You're like, well, if you don't do nothing, you'll go to work, won't you? I was like, yeah, shoot, I ain't got nothing else to do. I got the job. I'm going to work.
Yeah.
What did I tell you? Well, how much you making? I told him how much I'm making. I give you this amount, way more than what I was making. When can I start? I put in my 2-week notice and started working there. Started working in there, walked in the door, busting my head, busting my butt. I got people telling me, man, I see you flying, running around here. Why you working so hard?
Yeah.
Why you going so hard for this company? It ain't really that serious for you to be going this hard about it. Fast forward 7 years later, they working for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And an intimate peer gave me an opportunity.
Absolutely.
So that don't just go one way.
Absolutely. And let me tell you a story that I always talk about in vice versa to what Blow was saying. The black woman ain't going to get the job if she's not qualified. Kamala Harris got to be a vice president and she was not qualified. I don't want to hear that, period. She wasn't qualified. But let me give you the opposite of what you said, Blow. When I was young, I was working up at Cannon Mills. I'll never forget it. I went to work at Cannon Mills. I think I was 16, 17 years old. I'm working at Cannon Mills. Me and a white guy got hired at the same time. We was doing the same job. I come in, I said this to myself. I'm going in today and I'm gonna do as least as possible. That was what I said to myself. I said those words. He came in, me and him doing the same job. He's running around doing everything like Blow was doing. And I'm like, hey man, look at him. You're doing all this extra work. You know what I told him? He was kissing butt. You running around here kissing butt. I said, you running around here kissing butt. He's working on everybody's machine. I was a weaver. He's working on everybody's machine, trying to fix it. I'm looking at that. I ain't doing nothing. My machine going to the fast forward. When came for a raise, the man get a raise and I don't get no raise. I'm pissed off because we started at the same time and I didn't get a raise. I'm so mad I quit the job behind it because I went in there lackluster. I went in there not understanding work habit, work ethics, values, morals, and everything. You see, that's why I went in. I went in with the wrong mindset. That's the problem.
A black woman ain't going to get the job if she's not qualified, but at least consider give opportunity to a black woman. And I just, I just hired one on my job.
Absolutely. They getting a shot too. They getting a shot at everything.
And then let me tell you something. I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. I deal with a job where she could pull up on the job site and the man could let me start from the beginning. Let me start over. I sent Art out there with a pallet that's got 30 bags of 80-pound concrete mix on it. If the guy say sit it right there by the trailer, Art can do that. And the lady I just hired, I gave her a job because she put an application. She got background in delivering stuff, Amazon, stuff like that. But it's to the point now where if she goes somewhere to a job site and they ask her to unload 80 bags of concrete, I'm not sure she's gonna be able to do it.
Absolutely. And that's another thing.
So the opportunity, I gave her an opportunity based on the fact that she got experience in delivering, and hopefully a man would see her and not say what he would say to Art. But if he did, she'd be in trouble.
Well, it's like this.
So
women wanted jobs that men actually done. If I'm a person at a warehouse hiring men to work and I own this company, I want efficiency. If I get a man that he can go in there and he can lift 50, 100-pound bags in an hour and get it out, and I bring in a woman and she can only do 2, I'm losing money.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, now I have to have extra help to help the woman out. Now I got a person that was doing this work coming to do this work. It's taking 2 people to do 1 job.
And that's the thing about it.
If
I send her somewhere and they say that and they don't want to help her, I had to send another truck over there to assist.
Thank you, losing money. So, I mean, really kind of stay in your lane. I'm just saying, you need to know where your lane. You ain't built like that. I'm just saying, you're not built like that. Why you trying to do something you ain't built to do? And that's the problem we have with a lot of people out here today. You want to go where you can't fit. Then the man just got through telling you we all got different gifts. Your gift wasn't to live, but you want to go in here and live. Why? That's not your gift. Operate within your gift, and you'll prosper. Let's get back to the thing. But I'm just saying, you'll prosper. That's how you do it.
Your trifling behavior. And if you don't want to accept that, if you come and try to take anything from me or mine, I got 2 things that'll get you off of me, and that's Jesus and my 38. You better not try me. That's the message, y'all. That's how you help your brother. And then stand there and say, now what you want to do? What you want to do? Nobody's scared of you. Don't walk up to me and try to condemn me because you didn't want to go to school. All this stuff started in the 60s with the civil rights movement. Black people were making gains, y'all, and I wrote this in my first book, Iron Triangle, and I wrote it in 25 Lies. I'd studied the time between 1940 after World War II and 1960 for the civil rights movement, and Black people were closing the gap without any marching. I mean, we had Joe Louis, we had integrated baseball, we had cut our poverty rate from 80% to 30%. The Black family was intact. 80% of our children were born in wedlock. Nobody was going to prison. And then the civil rights movement started and said that we were all victims, and that we need to come to government.
Now that's the time I was talking about. Before the civil rights movement, the man went and did his homework on it. Yeah, yeah, I'm talking about that time when men was working, when families was working, when families was together, when everybody was prospering, when Black people was coming up, when they had a Black Wall Street. You ain't had no Black Wall Street, period. You ain't even got much as a Black grocery store.
And got more resources to get it.
Absolutely, right now. Why? Because they pick the people for us. They pick those people. They pick the people they want to get here, do that, and do this. Yeah, or they start trying to take their money from them. That's why you got the D.L. Hughley's of the world. That's why you got the Oprah Winfrey's of the world. That's why you got the Whoopi Goldbergs of the world. That's why you got all these people out there, because they doing their bidding. They pick those people. Yeah, they pick those people for us. You know, and it's a crying shame, man. We was doing better back then, and people get mad, really, at Charlie Kirk for saying we was doing better back then, which we were.
Some men do the same thing.
Yeah, some men do the same thing, but I'm saying we were doing better. It was a point in time in history that we actually were doing better, and the gap was closing. And people tell me this is their excuse when I tell them that. Well, the thing about it, no, I was getting ready to answer that question. They didn't destroy Black Wall Street. So what make you think you can't get another one? What make you think you can't do it again?
They had less resources for sure.
Absolutely. What make you think that you can't do it again? That was the same question that somebody brought to me when we showed a clip, and we're going to show this clip. Hopefully we get to show this clip about a guy that said something happened to him on campus. And the man said, well, I think you're lying because you won't go and you didn't turn it in. And every excuse I got from somebody, well, why say something about it? They're not going to do nothing. Really? If nobody's not going to do nothing, why bring it up in the first place? If ain't nobody going to do nothing, why would you bring it to me? If you ain't going to go do something about it or try to do something about it yourself, why you bring it to me? It's crazy. Don't bring it up then if you don't think nobody's going to do nothing about it.
Everyone deserves a chance, man or woman, Black or white.
Absolutely, you deserve a chance doing what you can do. You think you need a chance lifting 200-pound rock?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, come on, man. You ain't gonna lift no 200-pound rock.
You ain't
Stop
gonna dig
playing.
no 6-foot holes every day.
You sure ain't gonna dig no 6-foot hole. You ain't gonna dig 9 holes. That's what I'm talking about. You deserve a chance to do what? What you can do. Absolutely, you deserve a chance to do what you can do, or what you qualified to do. You ain't qualified to dig no hole because you can't dig one. You'll be sat down every 5 minutes. Digging a hole don't consist of taking 2 years to dig one and thinking somebody gonna make some money on it.
And when you start talking about Black pilots, if somebody growing up want to be a pilot and they go to school and they learn how to be a pilot and they get their pilot's license and they go apply for a job, they should be a pilot. Yeah, but if Delta say, well, we accept the applications, and you put in one and they look and see your race is Black, and you know what I mean, you ain't got no experience and they just hire you just to bring you on, then I don't want to be on your flight.
Yeah, that Black guy that killed that white or Ukrainian woman on that train got let out by a magistrate judge who ain't even had a law license. Go look it up. She don't even have a law license. How is you a judge and you don't even have a law license to practice law? That means you in the wrong place. You know who put her there? I think it was Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden put her there. I think it was a DEI hire. And the lady ain't even never been to got a law license, ain't never been licensed to do law. Where they do that at? That's what I'm talking about. Come on, man. We're going to get back to this because we got a couple more clips we want to show y'all before this thing is over with, man.
to help us. We were on our way to being like other minority groups in America, Jewish people, Asian people, people that descended from India, set aside but doing better than the white population. And then the civil rights movement happened. And now if you look at Black America, they rejected it. The whole concept of believing that you could force compliance, force people to accept you, was insanity. You can't do it. It has to be a natural affinity for one another. You have to learn to love one another. So how was it supposed to work? All right, Martin Luther King walks up there and he says, and I saw this at the Lorraine Motel. I was there doing some research. They turned it into a museum. And they were looping his I Have a Dream speech. And I'd heard that speech 1,000 times. This time I heard it different because Kaepernick and all these guys were kneeling. They were angry. And I was born on a cotton plantation. I'm not angry, right? What are these guys angry about? And I heard King say something that I said, that's the poison pill right there. King said, 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, the Negro is still not free. That is a lie. I was born free. According to John Locke, in his second treatise of government, my freedom is a gift from God. It is an unalienable right. That's why Thomas Jefferson used it in the Declaration of Independence. It's unalienable. It's given to you by God, not by government. It is irrevocable, non-transferable, and unsellable. So people say, well, they put you in jail, have they taken your freedom? No, they have not. They've taken your liberty. Freedom is here. While you're in their jail, God is still going to hold you responsible for everything that you do. If you lie, you steal, you kill somebody, how you conduct yourself. Your freedom is here. And you're going to be held responsible for your freedom. So he says 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, we're not free. He said 5 times in that speech we were not free, and then we had to come to government for our freedom. It turned the Declaration of Independence on its head because Thomas Jefferson told the king, we are free. God gave us our freedom. And the king said, no, I gave it to you. Thomas said, well, we'll see about that. You want to ride this train? Come on, ride it. And then they signed a document saying, we pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Think about this now. The founding fathers knew King George was coming. King George said, when I get there, I ain't gonna just kill you. I'm gonna bring you back to Great Britain. I'm gonna hang you till you're almost dead. Then I'm gonna cut you open. I'm gonna pull your guts out and I'm gonna castrate you. Then I'm gonna cut off your limbs and some of the othermost parts of the British Empire. That's what I'm gonna do to every last one of y'all. And they said, sign the document and send it to him. We pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. That's why these guys are legendary. Instead, y'all want to give us DEI. Let us do it for you. Let us choose your leadership for you. Never me, never me. So if I see somebody with DEI on his application, I'm going to say it is dead on arrival as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to ride on the plane with him. I'm not going to let him be my doctor, and he sure can't be my friend. So then you turn to abortion. Good God. Y'all, this is how I see abortion.
We can't let them people still pick the people for us, man. We can't let them do it. The only way we're not free is we're not free in our mind. See, they figured it out. They turn you free in your body and they captured your mind. That's why you always mad. That's why you always think they owe you something. That's why you're always trying to get something from them.
That's why you can't keep it 100.
Exactly.
I think that's the biggest poisonous in people's minds, though. Whenever you see something, because you know everybody know right from wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't understand. Everybody know right from wrong. I can't go and tell Art, it don't matter what you do. You can go out there and cut somebody's head off their body right now, like I saw on the video last week.
Yeah.
And I'm still gonna be screaming free Art every time. I'm like, before we get up over here, we taking a little something for Art, free Art. You know, I'm doing that. But then Donald Trump come up there and say, I think it was good people on both sides, so he could ride for his people, like I ride for my people. But it's a problem when he do it, but it's okay when I do it.
Right.
There is no perfect person. I'm not perfect. Art not perfect. Nobody in this chat perfect. Nobody living on this earth is perfect. But everybody quick to judge.
Absolutely. Yeah. They just want somebody to give them something, man. Listen, if you do well, like the man said, you will be accepted.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what it's really all about. I want to be like them. I want to be like them. I want them to give me something. I feel like they was wrong. Everybody always, and they play on that, blow. They play on that you was done wrong back then, even though you wasn't done wrong. Your people might have been done wrong, but you ain't never been no slave. You ain't never been no slave, period. Where you was a slave at?
People act like to me, people of other races just go to show up to work just to make you feel like they got to be there.
Yeah.
I don't get it, because everybody talking about, you know, this race is more superior, this race is that, or them people, those people, but them the same people, they come to work just like we come to work. I say this all the time. I want to see when they don't have to come to work. If they don't go to work, they go lose everything they got, just like I will.
Yeah. Well,
so what make them superior?
Nothing. Nobody's superior over me. That's the whole point. You know, people, they play on the slavery. They play on all of this stuff that happened to our forefathers. They play on it like it's going to happen again. Do y'all really seriously think that you're going to be put back in chains? Do you really think they're going to put you back in chains? That'll never happen, bro. That is not going to happen. The only way they chain you up is they're going to chain your mind up. That's how you get chained up.
Yeah, I dismissed that from that job. Just asking. I mean, my thing is,
hold it. If he can't cheer, dismiss him. I'll put it that way. If he can't cheer, dismiss him. Don't keep him on there looking like an idiot, knowing he can't cheer. That's my point. It's a lot of women do men's jobs. I see a lot of trucking women. They can drive. I know some women that can actually drive. I ain't got nothing against them. I'm just saying, if you can do it, do it. But if you know you can't do it and you cause an inconvenience just by trying to do it, knowing you can't, basically getting in the way. If he's out there and he can't cheer, he in the way. To me, the man just got in the way. Get him out of there.
They don't put him out there because I don't see him being more qualified than any other young woman that can cheer.
Absolutely. They just do a better job at cheering. That's point blank. No, I'm just saying.
That's true.
Yeah, they do a better job, and people like to see the cheerleaders. That's a fact. Not the men. Okay? You got to stay in your lane. Stay in your place. Most men that I know that's real men, they don't want to be doing no cheering no way.
And they don't want to see no men cheering.
Absolutely. They would rather be the one you cheering for. That's just the way God put it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way God put it in us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah. You know, I'm just saying, but man, we got to watch it. We got to pay attention. The only way somebody gonna lock you up again is they're gonna lock up your mind. And I believe they got most of our minds locked up now. I mean, when you start agreeing with this stuff that you know is not right, they got your mind. And when you start getting angry just because somebody has a point of view, that's something.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's cool. But now they got them out there with pom-poms and everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, bro, let's show them that other clip we got. We got another clip we're going to show y'all. And, we didn't get the other one up. Oh, we didn't get it up? Okay. We still do. Which one we didn't show? That one?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to show y'all a controversial clip, you know, just to see what y'all think. They say the man racist. I don't necessarily like the clip, but I still can't call the man racist behind this clip. I can say he got a point of view, or his point, and I can't say I agree with everything.
All right, here we go.
It's Juneteenth. What exactly is going on here? Well, very few people are willing to actually call this out. From the first time that this was floated as a federal holiday, I am thankful and proud to say on this program we opposed it. This is not about out of many one. No, it's about a certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. The exact same thing that happens before NFL games where they play the Black national anthem. This recognition of this as a quote-unquote federal holiday comes right out of the 1619 Project. Look who's most excited that this is a federal holiday. And they're not talking about this as a massive celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Now we have a full day to be able to smear and slander
white America. This holiday is a wedge, and I put in quotes, holiday is a wedge used to push for countless destructive policies demanded by BLM. And remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder. Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday is a nationalized race hustle. June.
Okay, I agree with what he said.
Well, I don't agree with what he said. The only part I agree with what he said is it's a wedge part.
Yeah,
I can see how it could be a wedge, but you know, I feel like, you know, you got Cinco de Mayo, you got the 4th of July, which is technically from some people's standpoint to be like a day where we got our freedom, a day for the patriots, which we could say would be white America per se. Because when, you know, signed the Declaration of Independence, we were slaves. So that was for them.
You remember when Morgan Freeman, they was asking Morgan Freeman about Black History Month, and Morgan Freeman say, I don't want a Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, why not? He said, why do I need a Black History Month? I mean, I know my history. I don't need no month. To do what with a month? Do you have a Black History Month? The man said no. He said, do you want one? He said, no, I don't want a Black. He said, do you have a White History Month or whatever a Jewish History Month? He said, no, I don't want that. Well, then why should I want one? Why should I want that? I'm just saying, Juneteenth, I guess you can celebrate it and it's good, bad. I don't agree with everything he was saying in that particular clip. And I can't agree with everything everybody say because I don't agree with it, you know, him. I agree with the part Blow was saying, but I don't agree with, you know, it just shouldn't be one. But we did get another holiday. I'm good with any holiday you can get for any purpose, really, to be honest with you, if I can get paid for it. If you ain't gonna make it a paid holiday, really, to me, it ain't hitting on too much.
Yeah, I feel you.
No, I'm gonna just tell you that. Now.
I mean, my thing is, in certain situations, there's always been a saying that says, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all.
Yeah.
And something like that, I think could have been left unsaid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's, you know,
Yeah.
that's the only way I feel.
Yeah, and I don't know, that clip was chopped up, so it could have been 2 or 3 different clips put together.
Yeah.
I will say that about that because I kept seeing the slide on top of one another. So that let me know it was 2 or 3 different clips that was put together. Somebody put 2 or 3 different clips and slid them over top of each other to make them say what they wanted to say. But anyway, if it was saying what it did say, then I don't agree with it. I don't agree with a lot of it. But for the most part, I still say that don't make the man racist.
It don't mean the man should have died.
Or should have died.
Like in the way that he died.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it, man. We gotta think about it. That's kind of scary because in my first time in my life, that's a assassination on somebody on American soil that we all saw.
Yeah. Yeah. We saw it happen.
I mean, we saw it happen. Like in my life, I can't think of another time where I remember. I mean, they shot Reagan, but he didn't die.
Yeah.
But that's the first time somebody has been killed on camera in front of all of our face like that.
Yeah. And that was tragic in front of his 2 kids and his wife. Anybody who gets killed like that, I don't care who it is, it shouldn't be done. Yeah. Especially for just talking. You know, what he have up there in those tents that he have, if you look around the top of the tent, all it says is prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. That's what he was there doing. That's what he did all over the place. He wanted to debate you on any issue he brought up, and he said, just prove me wrong. That was it. That's what he did on all the college campuses. He went around and he'd have a big people and people come up and ask him questions and he'll say, prove me wrong. Mm-hmm. I've seen him say, well, you was right. We agree on that. You was right. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. I've seen him say that on clips. That's why I say I couldn't say the man was racist, period. I ain't going to never agree with everything that everybody has to say. I don't even agree with everything Blow say. Bro don't agree with everything I say, but we know how to get along in that. That's what it comes down to. You know, that's what it comes down to, you know, doing it that way. We ain't going to agree with everybody and everything everybody says, but that don't mean we got to go and kill everybody. We ought to be able to get along. You know, that's the whole point. That's the point that we try to make, you know, and
people got to be more sensitive, man. I see people laughing at his wife, crying over his body and all this stuff, but we can be the most sensitive people sometimes.
Oh, my goodness. We most sensitive anything. That's the whole problem. I think that's our problem. They got us sensitized to somebody that say something about slavery. somebody say something about any word. If somebody mentioned hanging, the first thing we do, oh my God, you shouldn't have said that about hanging.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You was never hung. They did people like that. They ain't gonna, yeah, it's very unlikely that you'll get done like that. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
We ain't in those times. We ain't in those days. That's why I say I was never a slave. I don't know nothing about it. I've never came through Jim Crow. I still don't know nothing about it. But you want me to be mad at it. You want me to be mad about Jim Crow, something I never experienced. How can I be mad about something I never experienced?
Exactly. And the first thing when the Democrats get up there, first thing come out their mouth is Jim Crow.
Jim Crow.
Oh Lord, Jim
Larry.
Crow.
Yeah.
You don't even know what Jim Crow is.
It ain't too many people living that even went through Jim Crow right now.
Y'all get mad about everything that you don't know nothing about. Well, we talking about what's the stuff that Trump put on all the people, what they call the taxes.
Tariffs.
Tariffs. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Oh, everybody was so mad about those
Oh,
tariffs.
the stock market dropped 200 points yesterday. You ain't got no stocks.
Yeah. Yeah. You ain't invested in nothing. And you wrote about the stock market. That's crazy.
Something don't have to be said. These people just run their mouth too much. And in most cases, trying to incite people. Yeah, exactly. But it go both ways, though.
Exactly.
It go both ways.
It's going both ways. When you sit up there and call people fascists and stuff like that, you think you ain't inciting?
Yeah.
Come on, man. When
Yeah.
you call somebody a Nazi, you don't think that's inciting?
Yeah.
Look what CNN and all them people did, man. MSNBC. Oh, that's why all them people getting fired out there.
Because it's easy for people to make stuff. People make stuff right that's wrong,
Yeah,
and make stuff wrong that's right.
absolutely.
Oh, so they saying it's wrong to have prayer in school,
Yeah,
but it's all right to talk to a kid about maybe they don't feel comfortable in their own skin,
right.
and maybe they should be opposite sex.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, but that's backwards though. Ain't nobody got no business talking to your kid about their sexuality, and ain't nothing wrong with prayer in school.
Let me tell you
But
about
they got it swapped.
Jim Crow is only alive and growing in your mind because you ain't doing nothing to Jim Crow. You probably sitting over there in some fancy house or apartment or something like that, living your best life, and you learn about some Jim Crow. That's my point exactly.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
if you keep it 100, like I got a washing machine, a dryer, I got all working appliances, my bills paid, my lights on. I got a nice car. I got a couple nice cars. I got a job.
Yeah. Show me the Jim Crow. You know, show me the Jim Crow. You know, I had somebody arguing with me. The other day. And they was telling me about, well, shoot, why they just come into our neighborhoods and try to stop crime in our neighborhoods. It's crime in white neighborhoods. And I say, well, really? Is it crime in neighborhoods? Is it like that? Yeah, they just don't show it to me. Well, you go find it. Go find me the white neighborhood that them people scared to come out at night and can't walk around in their neighborhood, and they got shooting up every night in their neighborhood. Where is that neighborhood?
I'll either go to work here at like 4:45 every morning, and I pass like 3 or 4 people running, white people running and walking dogs.
Yeah, show me where you gonna do that. Where in the white neighborhood? I'm just telling you, y'all come with all this stuff, man.
I seen a coyote about 3 weeks ago. They got possums, deers, everything for these people to be scared of. These people just running around.
Yeah.
They don't care nothing about that. They comfortable. They ain't scared.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now you go down in a place where we grew up at, and try that at night. I'm telling you, that ain't happening. Yeah, that's not happening.
And to do you another one further, they ain't even scared to go out in the areas that's being gentrified.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can go ride around Smallwood right now, and I guarantee you see somebody pushing a stroller up the street, or running around the block, or walking their dog. They ain't even scared to come outside where it's gentrified at.
Yeah, exactly. But where it's all black and them, you ain't going there. You ain't gonna do that. And you getting shootings every night. And so I told people, well, why don't you tell the people that's doing the march and they say don't let the National Guard come in? Those people, which was predominantly white people in Chicago, especially, they didn't want them to come in. But in their neighborhoods, everything is safe. So those same people are pushing for them not to go into the black neighborhoods where all this stuff is happening every night, and 7 people get killed, 5 of them women in one night. You know, and one of them a child. In that neighborhood, they pushing for them not to go in there, but their neighborhood is safe over there. You make that make sense to me.
Like I said, making right wrong and wrong right.
Absolutely. And they push that stuff, and people tell me why they going in my neighborhood, because that's where it's happening at.
Crime down in D.C. and you got people marching around D.C. talking about Trump need to send the National Guard away.
Yeah.
As he just, he looked good on his makeup artist. Yeah, I seen that. You ain't seen that?
Who?
I showed it to you.
Oh,
I
okay.
showed it though. I ain't seen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, bro. We done went past our
Yeah,
time
the
tonight.
Yeah, they got a censor.
Yeah, they've been censoring us now. They got us blurred out,
Yeah,
but that's okay. We're doing what we do every week. We'll be here next week, same place, same time. We want to thank everybody for joining in. Y'all know how we do it. Like and share the page. Be sure to like and share, and make sure you subscribe to the page. Throw your cash outs up. Be cool. We out.
You already know.
One thing for certain,
Two things for sure.
we're gonna tell the truth.
Because it's time.
It's time to tell the truth. Thank everybody for joining in.